This tutorial is going to cover how to make very simple personal tools using Claude. I am using the pro version of Claude. I am using the model Sonnet 4 to create this tool. I think that with the free version, as of the recording of this video, the Sonnet 3.5 will be the default model that you'll be using. What I've done so far, using natural language, I've basically asked Claude to create a tool that can help me extract tables from web pages. Now, in the role that I am currently in, I'm often doing research and needing to pull data from various websites, and sometimes that data is not ideally formatted to be used in Excel or CVS. So this tool is going to help me extract the data and then change that data or make that data downloadable into a CSV file or an Excel file so that I can use it in my analytics and in my reporting. I am pulling this data from the Opportunity Austin website. This is publicly available data, but it is formatted in a way that is very difficult to use. So what I've done here to get to this screen, I right-clicked on the element and then click Inspect, and that'll pull up the developer console. From here, you're gonna wanna kind of hover over all these elements until the full element containing the table is highlighted. Right-click, click Copy, and then we are going to test this in our new table extractor. So bear with me just 1 second here, go to refresh. All right, I'm gonna paste the HTML into the table and hit Extract Tables, and boom, we have a table with data. Y'all, this is a really powerful tool. All I've done here is ask it to help me create a tool, and we already have a fully functioning tool here. I do want to make a couple of edits though. So one edit is that this isn't actually made in HTML yet, so I'm going to have it transition this current code into an HTML usable format, and what that's going to allow me to do is download it and run this application right off my desktop whenever I want. This is not going to be a tool that I'm going to be running from my browser, as in there's not going to be a URL associated with this particular tool. That is kind of phase 2. So you can use this to wireframe tools that you can then take into a developer console and publish to a website. This is like the simplest form of an application you can create. There was an error here. As you can see, there was some stray text at the top. So first, I'm just going to go ahead and test the HTML anyway. I just want to make sure that the actual functionality is working, and then I want to make sure these download buttons are working as well. So I'm going to go ahead and download the HTML and then open it up in a browser tab. So when I download this, rather than opening it up from my downloads folder, I'm actually going to move it into a folder that I can access at any time. I'm gonna go ahead and just move that now so I don't forget where it's located, and then put it into this new folder and then open it up. Okay, now as you can see at the top, there's that weird text that is an error in the code, but really just for now I want to make sure the rest of the functionality works. We're going to go ahead and test that functionality first, and then we're going to have Claude go ahead and fix that error. Copy this element, back to the tool. All right, let's see if it'll work. Cool, table seems to be loading. Now let's see if it'll download. One thing that's important to note is that these download functions do not work from Claude directly or from the previews or publishing functionality of Claude. When it's within that context, it usually doesn't work. So I would go ahead and download the HTML, run it directly from your browser. That will give you the option to actually test those extract buttons. The load buttons will work, but these download to Excel, download to CSV, download to PDF buttons will not work from the Claude environment. Cool, and so now I'm gonna have it correct that error here. And again, this is just so cool that like I've been able to create an application with natural language, no developer experience, in a very, very short period of time. I think this is going to make creating tools much more accessible to all people. And I'm really excited to continue to play around with this and see how, I can push the limits of some of these newer AI tools. All right, cool. So now it's fixing that. One other thing to note is that if it throws an error, you can copy that error code and paste it right back into the chat and send it, and it'll work on fixing that error code. So, Claude isn't perfect. It's going to have errors. And sometimes you're going to need to do a little bit of troubleshooting before you get really to that final product. I have yet to have one prompt. Just like ChatGPT and any other AI use, it's usually not just one prompt and you're good to go. You're going to have to kind of guide it and talk to it and really converse with it to get it to the final product that you want. And I think we're probably at a total of maybe 5 to 6 chats here, and I already have the tool that a fully functioning tool that I'm going to save and use for later for research purposes when I need to extract tables from websites. This is a very simple tool. There's so many more use cases here, but this is just one way that you can build a whole application for personal use. I think we're really just at the very beginning of what AI is going to do in terms of expanding our unique capabilities. And yeah, it's a very exciting time. This process, by the way, has been coined vibe coding. Vibe coding is the new buzzword in AI right now. And yeah, if you're doing something a little bit more complex, this code takes a little bit longer to fully process. You could just give it a prompt and let it run in the background, and it might take 5 to 10 minutes to get that application running, but honestly that's just something you can let happen in the background of your day-to-day life. You could be working, you could be multitasking, and this is just happening in the background. You come back, check the application, needs a little bit of tweaking, prompt it again and let it just code and do its thing in the background. So definitely encourage everybody to play around and experiment with how you can push the limits of these tools. Hope you have fun creating, and let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and please subscribe if you're liking this content so far. I'm going to continue to post a wide variety of tutorials on just random tools that I use daily. All right, later y'all.